Good morning, y'all. What's up? What's up? Hey, man, I was just sitting here watching Get Up, and they went through the highlights of the Rams-Falcons game from last night and just how bad Stafford looked, the Rams looked, the past couple of games, but also Stafford throwing them interceptions. And we don't have a clear-cut team this year like we had in the past. We automatic in the past. We knew what Kansas City, or they're going to hype up Buffalo and Josh Allen, or Ravens will find that mix. Or Philly was starting to dive in that mix. But this year, Greeny posed a question, and I like the question to Dominique Foxworth. Does he like it wide open, as far as the league being wide open, where you don't know who's going to win? You got the Patriots back on top. You got the Broncos on top. Jacksonville doing their thing. Chicago coming up. Or do you like it that clear-cut person every year? And I'm going to answer this for myself. As a football lover, football player, I love that it's wide open. You don't have a clear-cut winner because it makes it that much more exciting. You're not seeing the same thing over and over again. I also think it kind of throws mud in the faces of a lot of the sports analysts and talk shows that give MVPs out off week after week. They're the great team. Okay, they have a bad game. Well, they're not the great team, instead of letting this thing play out. And I know, in sports talk, even myself from time to time doing sports shows, you got to put what's out there because you got to keep it exciting. You got to keep the ratings up. You got to keep the TV shows up. But having a season or having a league where there's no clear-cut winner keeps you on your toes, on your seat, and you think about it, the Ravens are still a game. It comes down to whoever wins that game to go in the playoff. That's how it should be. It shouldn't be where you know who's going to dominate every season just to get through the season to see how I play. So having a wide open league to who's going to win and not sure who's going to win, I think it makes for much better conversation when these playoffs hit. Stafford didn't come out strong last night. Falcons didn't do good this year, but I talked to a lot of friends that I know. The Falcons have some pieces on their team. It just got to put stuff together. Got to find that quarterback. Penix got hurt. Other teams that show different spots, and it just not popping out. Dogs that we know used to be dogs that get injured. Boy, they're human. And what we got to realize is offensive coordinators, defensive coordinators, head coaches, their main job is football. They don't go teach. They don't go work somewhere else. So they sit there after probably like a couple of weeks of break or a month of break. And how do we defend against a Lamar Jackson, a Josh Allen, a Brock Purdy, Lawrence starting to pick it back up down there in Jacksonville, Matthew Stafford, who's been quiet underneath the radar but been killing. What do we do? And that's what these coaches are doing. They're finding ways to neutralize these threats, whether it's wide receivers, running backs, quarterbacks. How do you neutralize a guy like Verse from the Rams on defense? Quentin Williams, Micah Parsons, he got hurt, but how do you neutralize these type guys? We got to remember, y'all, that it's NFL. We didn't think that the Browns will beat the Steelers. What happened? Yeah, you can put on that DK Metcalf ain't playing, which was a big part, but again, it's still the NFL. I had to realize that too from a good friend of mine, Tia, who's a big Steelers fan. It don't matter. The team suck. It's an NFL team, because some of those teams that suck, the Browns, the Giants, the Raiders, they have some W's in some wins in the W column. So at some point, they're still NFL teams.